All right. How you guys doing? This is Lucifer here, also known as Seth, also known as the Ultimate Sloucher, also known as the Ninja Sloth Guy, also known as Major Hater 1523, the Major Hater, original Major Hater, the OG of Major Hating. How you guys doing, man? I'm a business and spiritual consultant. If it's your first time joining my channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my content. Okay, people. Now, this is a video where I'm going to say that you were right. Okay? This video is a video saying that you were right. What do I mean by you were right, bro? Like, dude, like I had an experience. I was telling you about Asmodeus, man. Hold up. I'm smoking a cigarette at the same time. So I was talking about Asmodeus, man, and this son of a bitch showed me his fucking slaughterhouse, right? Like, so I'm kind of like, you know, I'm kind of like disturbed. I'm a little bit disturbed right now. You know, wow. Okay, like just wow. I did an experiment. I wanted to know what happens if I was curious. I wanted to know what happens if you call up a demon, and I wanted to know what happens, man. And it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, but I didn't like the experience. It's not an experience that I'm gonna repeat again. That is for fucking sure. But I also understand something about that, man. And what I understood is I understood the same thing. Basically, I understood the same thing I understood from Kali. Kali Ma. Um, it's not about for me. I don't know if it's the same thing for everybody because not everybody had the same life I had. So I don't know. But one thing I do understand from that experience is that experiment was that he kind of feels the same way. And I think that all gods feel the same way about this kind of thing. And what that means is, um, don't mind my glasses. All right. If you see anything, my glasses, don't mind it. All right. Um, what I understand is you have to be your own God. You cannot rely on gods. Do not. That's what I understood from. Don't rely on gods. You have to rely on yourself. You have to rely on your own power. But I don't. The thing is, me as an ex-Christian, all right. There's a hole that needs to be filled there, man. I have to have a belief system, right? I have to have a system because I've lived with a system for so long that I can't just even if I reject the system is still integrated into my mainframe, right? It's in my brain, it's in my subconscious. I had experience, lived through it. I have memories. I have muscle memory. I have reflexes because of practicing something for so long, right? It's like asking somebody that practices kung fu to start boxing, right? Without even practicing boxing, right? Just go box, right? You can't just tell me to go box and I was good doing kung fu for 25 years. You know what I mean, bro? Like I have to practice something else, right? Not that I'm saying that's anybody's fault or I'm saying that somebody is not understanding or that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying me as a person, I know that that's my problem. Maybe somebody else that wouldn't be a problem for that other person, but to me that's a problem to me because of all the time I spent practicing Christianity, You know, until I became I practiced Christianity until I became a born again Christian. So I was going extra hard. I was going hard to the paint. Because if you become a born again Christian, it's because you've been going hard to the paint with that shit, right? Like you're born again, right? So you went hard to the paint. So but the thing is, this experiment that I will never do again, mind you, this experiment that I'll never do again, like I said before, um, it cleared my mind on something because I was like, okay, well, now I get it. I can't rely on anything but myself. I have to rely on myself. I have to have confidence in myself. And the word of the day is confidence. I did a video today and it didn't pan out because my laptop is kind of janky, and so my laptop kind of decides things for me. Like my laptop kind of decides what video is good and what video isn't. Which is fine. I don't care. I don't mind. I really don't give a shit. It's not even a big deal. I don't mind not sharing information. I don't mind if information is lost. The reason why is because I kind of know my shit and I believe my shit a lot. So it's not a big deal to me if one video doesn't come out. Even though I know that the video was good, it's not a big deal. Like I know my shit. If somebody asks me a question, I know I'll be able to answer. I know I'll be able to redo a video, so it's not a big deal. You know, um, but it still lets me know certain things. It's like I keep telling you guys, when you put your Sephiroth and you know where you're, it's like a thermometer. You know where you're at. So the word of the day is confidence. The word of the day is confidence. So it has a lot of things to do with confidence, what your confidence level is. And I'm not saying I have confidence problems, but a lot of people have confidence problems. And I have some confidence problems, and some of those confidence problems come from other people because of gang stalking and people being jealous and stuff. So you become insecure, about certain things, and because of that insecurity, even though you're trying to you're still practicing your confidence, because at the end of the day you're kind of like, maybe I shouldn't do this today, but you're gonna end up doing it today anyway because I'm already on the process of getting more confidence. So I'm gonna go towards what I knew I was gonna do anyways because I don't want to lose my confidence, and it doesn't matter if it turns out negative because I have to practice my confidence anyway because I can't let whatever's going on win over me, right? So I have to stay confident even though that all these things are happening, right? So it's not a thing about winning. It's not a thing about, it's just a practice thing. It's just stay in the lane that you're already on. Um, so the thing that's going on here, um, with this whole Asmodeus thing is I kind of understand what he was trying to tell me. And it's not just him that was trying to tell me this. It's multiple spirits that was trying to tell me this. Multiple spirits was trying to tell me this, like become your own God. Like I said before, some people might still need, I don't know, but some people might still need to practice things like normal people practice things, with rituals and yada 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 blah blah blah. But me, I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, now I legit have to become my own God. So I have to represent myself. Like I have to be my own God. I legit have to be my own God because other gods are not going to help me unless I'm a god, because I don't need help. I have to understand that I don't need help. I have to understand that I am the creator. I have to understand these things. I'm not saying that I know how, right? Maybe I do. In theory, I do. In theory, I do. Can I do this all the time? No, of course not. Duh. You know, obviously, but I have to be my own God. I have to be my own God. I have to create my own things, right? I have to believe in myself. And Asmodeus did something to me in order for me to not treat him as a superior, but to treat him as I'm not inferior, but he's not my superior, right? Nobody is. There's no gods that are superior to me, right? And that's, to me, it's a crazy thing to say. There's some people that already believe in those things. There's some people that already feel like that. There's some people that already are in the process of feeling like that. But me, that's where I'm at. Me, I have to understand that. I have to really, really understand that there is no God superior to me, right? Which is it's an undertaking, man. It's not, it's an undertaking. It's not, it's a hard pill to swallow, because it's like when your dad, you're used to holding your dad's hands to cross the road, and now your dad is kind of like, you know what? Now it's time for you to cross the road without me holding your hand. Just cross the fucking road. You know what I mean? Just do it. Just do it. And I'm crossing the road. I'm crossing the road with no hands, but still, there's a little reaction, there's a reflex when I see a car coming. I'm kind of like I want to hold the hand, or when I see somebody coming, I'm like I don't know who that is, and let me hold his hands, So, but I have to actually like I have to stop doing that. I have to stop. I have to stop doing that. I have to break this reflex of always wanting to hold, his hands. So the reason why I'm making this video is mostly to warn you guys that don't summon demons. Don't summon demons, man. Don't do it. It was really fucked up. It was a bad situation, man. It was bad. It was fucked up. It was messed up shit. It was basically, I was in the slaughterhouse. I call it the slaughterhouse. That's what I'm calling it. It's probably not his real slaughterhouse, but I'm calling it a slaughterhouse because my brain was being chopped into multiple pieces, man. It was crazy. It was nuts. I didn't like it. I don't care. I don't want that again. I'm not doing that again. The next time I summon a demon, I'm gonna do it old school, with rituals and shit. I'm not gonna just call up a motherfucker because I feel confident enough to call a motherfucker up. Because the thing is, I was confident. I was so confident the other day. I was kind of like, man, I'm sure if I call a demon, nothing's gonna happen, right? And and I guess it was successful, because my head didn't start, spinning around and shit, and I didn't have like projectile vomit and just like at the Exorcist or nothing, but my brain got butchered like with a meat cleaver, so I'm not. That is not something. I don't want to live through that again. That is, but at the same time, he did that on purpose. He did that on purpose, and because of that raw power, actually, it was a good and a bad thing at the same time. Because maybe I would have understood what I just understood. It would have took me a little bit more time to understand what I just understood. Because it would have took more time. So now I'm kind of like, okay, now I have to be my own god and shit. And the weird part is, I told you guys that I was talking to a master mason the other day, and he saw that I understood something, but he said something. He said you need to. He said I see that you have some knowledge, but I also see that you need to practice some of your own knowledge. That's what he told me. He told me you need to practice some of the old knowledge. When he said that, I was kind of like, oh, is he underestimating my knowledge or something? No, 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 no. I think that my problem is I don't have um I can't. Well, that's the thing. That's why I don't fuck with the Illuminati, man. Because how am I supposed to practice? I need a community to practice in. I need people to practice in. I need people to. I need. If I'm a vampire, I need kettle, right? If I'm a hunter, I need prey. If I'm a god, I need dedication. I need devotion. Um, so how am I supposed to be any of these things or all of these things if there's no one around? So that's why I'm kind of like I don't fuck with this whole new world order thing, man, because it's they're not people aren't people anymore. If they all turn into zombies, if they all turn into zombies and they all have a hive mind, then how can I practice the things that I'm discovering, right? Like how can I practice being a god? How can I practice having charm? How can I practice my fairy? Who can I throw fairy dust on? I can't throw fairy dust on people if there's nobody to throw dust on, I can't, So at the same time, I believe that some people that if they see that in me, that they're right, and at the same time, I might know that they're right too, But I can't really. Some of these practices, you need real people that exist in real life in order to do that. You can't do that just by yourself. You can't. You can't be sitting in a room. You can't be isolated from everybody and be like, oh, I'm gonna create a castle and call it the Dracula Castle, and I'm gonna go get every stone myself and put every stone there by myself until and I'm gonna do it in 2 hours. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. It would take you a whole year to recreate Dracula's castle. It would take you like years on end, man. It doesn't have to be Dracula's castle. You could recreate a temple of light if you want to. I would like to have a temple full of marble and columns, just like in the Greek pantheons and the Roman pantheons and shit. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. But how can you do that? Those things are heavy. It's not easy to build. It's not easy to build, bro. Um, so yeah, maybe a lack of practice would be something true, but at the same time, I know I practice certain things consistently. Um, I know that I am in some form of vortex consistently. I know I'm in the five dimension consistently. Like I don't watch TV, man. I haven't watched TV in years, which is very annoying. It's very egregiously annoying, bro. And not that I'm not watching TV, because people like some people call it tell a lie vision, and yeah, at first it's kind of like when you're in the 3D world, there's kind of like this process where you're kind of like watching TV and everything is bullshit, right? But then you enter subspace terranium, right? You enter subspace terrain and Terra Nova, right? You enter the fourth dimension in a subspace Terra Nova, right? And what happens is there's a convolution between time and space, and the present is the past, and the past is the future, and the future is the present, and the past at the same is the anyway. So it's all craziness, right? And so you kind of like you get like messages and shit, right? So now you're starting to get messages. So now tele-live vision is like telepathy vision, right? So now you're kind of like in a now you're in a subspace, right? You're between television and telepathic vision, right? You're in the subspace there, right? There, you're in your space or zone of your own, right? And but then you enter the five dimension and you realize that you're kind of like in like you're kind of like Rick and Morty. You're kind of like Rick from Rick and Morty, right? Where he has this TV commander and he watches interdimensional TV. So I don't watch TV anymore. I'm at the point where I'm watching fourth dimension TV, and I like it. I think it's cool. It's sometimes it's stupid, obviously, but you can change the channel. But it's cool. I don't mind it, but because I used to resist. The thing is, it used to persist because I used to resist it, right? I used to resist fourth dimensional television because I thought it was negative. I thought it was evil. I thought it was out to get me and all that shit, right? And I still feel like that sometimes because fourth dimensional TV is anything that's happening, like anything that somebody's thinking about or anything you want or anything somebody else wants. It's just nonsense, and I like it. I like it because I have to like it because I'm a 5D entity. So I have to respect it. I have to respect it because it's part of the world I live in. I have to understand the world I live in. So fourth dimensional TV is part of the world I live in. So I have to stop resisting it. And I have to, you don't have to stay there and watch TV all the time. But I'm just saying, like, I have to, like, when I do watch it, I have to respect what I'm watching. I have to enjoy it just like I used to enjoy TV, tele live vision back in the 3D world, right? And that takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time. I'm just getting used to it. I'm starting to accept it. Like sometimes I have to do affirmations about fourth dimensional television because it's like, to me, there's still like a reflex where I'm like, this shit is evil, but it's not evil. It's not evil. It's me that has to change the channel. It's me that has to do the work. It's not evil. It picks up on anything, right? It's like all your TVs, you don't see it, but in actuality, fourth dimensional television is like a old 1970s soapbox TV with two antennas on it, right? And that's, you're consistently there, like the past is the present, the future, because those antennas are actually picking up on multiple things at the same time. So in actuality, the 1970s version of TV was more high tech than the today TV with no antennas on it. But you're watching that TV from the 1970s, even though you're in the present watching this TV, but in actuality, you're in the past, which is actually the future, watching TV. What the fuck did I just say? I don't know. So, anyways, quick reminder: don't fuck around with demons like I did. You know, don't fuck around with demons like that, like I did, bro. That doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It's just I did a little experiment. I was kind of curious, and I got my answer. But at the same time, there was a good thing in there because it's telling me that I am my own God. I have confirmation that I have not only confirmation, but I have the right and the authority to become my own God. So somewhere out there, there is a council of people that said you're okay to be your own God, and that's a great honor. Even though I hate the fifth dimension, even though I hate living in the five dimensional world because it's just as boring as living in the three dimensional world, I'm sorry, guys, but you know it's true. Whatever, if your butt hurt, your butt hurt, but you know it's true. So, you know what I mean, bro? But it's a high fucking honor for me to feel that I have the right to become a god. That to me is much love. You know what I mean? Do I know what that means completely? Not entirely. Maybe in 6 months, I'm gonna be like, man, fuck being your own guy, man. That shit sucks. You know what I mean? Just like, at first everybody was like five dimensional living, five dimensional living. Man, five dimensional living sucks. You know what I mean, bro? And becoming your own God is probably gonna suck too. I hope not. I hope not. But right now, I am kind of my own God because I'm already like Apophis, right? I'm already like a Apophis, right? Well, not Apophis, but I'm kind of like Ra, right? And if you're an indigo person, you're in that vicinity. You're in the raw state. You're in the raw war. Raw is war. Raw, rah. RA, you're in the RA state, you're in the raw state, right? And in that state, you kind of have to fight Apophis every night. You know, there's this big serpent, there's this big snake, a giant dark snake that is trying to engulf the world in darkness every fucking night. So every day you wake up, at a certain point in time, you have to fight the darkness all the time, right? You have to do this continuously every day. And that's not because you're weak, it's because you're strong. It's because you're in a godlike state. And in this godlike state, you're going to have a wall, you're going to face a wall. You're going to face a wall, and that wall is completely made out of darkness. It's completely made out of chaos. It's completely fucking evil, right? It's pure essence of evil, and that's because you're God, right? And gods are light. So all demons are gods. So demons are actually divine beings. That's what demon means. It means divine being, right? It means divine being. So any god, and demons were angels, right? So angels are divine, right? So there's no demon or angel that is not divine. There is no god that is not divine. All gods, all demons, all demigods, all any entity that comes supposedly from God, or as I would say it, from Lucifer, the morning star, the light bringer, has light in them, obviously, right? So when you get to that point where you become a demon, when you become a god, when you become an angel, when you become a jinn or whatever, right? When you have attained enough divinity, well, when you have surpassed the level of the common witch in the common sorcerer, right? And you are going towards a level of godhood, right? You will be faced with a constant attack of darkness because your face is right in front of the darkness. Like you're face to face with the darkness, right? You cannot escape. The darkness can't escape you, and you can't escape the darkness. You are consistently all the time face to fucking face with each other, right? Because it's part of your power. So that evilness that you're seeing, that dark shit that you're seeing, is actually part of you too. It's not just something that comes out of nowhere. It's something that is part of you. You're part of everything. So that darkness is part of you too. So it's always gonna latch on to you. You're always gonna be faced with it at some time and point. Of course, as you become stronger, I do believe that it becomes less and less prevalent, but that still remains to be seen. Mind you, all this shit is shit that we're not supposed to know. So there's probably a very good reason why we were supposed to know this shit, man. And now we just opened Pandora's box. So all that evil has just splurred out and shit, right? Like Pandora's box has been opened. I opened Pandora's box and all kinds of fucking evil came out of it, right? So now I have to exercise myself, right? Not literally, no puns intended, but I have to exercise myself in all those evils in order to properly become a higher God, in order to properly become Lucifer, right? In order to properly fill the shoes that Lucifer walks in, right? Because to me, that's the original God. So to me, that's what I'm aiming for, because the other God, I already know him, and he's very restrictive, and he's very not very understanding and restrictive. So I can't live with limitation. So the only entity I know that lives without limitation is Lucifer. He's the only one that's actually the direct opposite of God, right? So anyway, that's another story for another day. So anyways, man, my name is Lucifer, also known as Seth. Please subscribe to my channel. I see you guys on the next one. Peace out.